Rob and Slim Show.
Yo, it's Kevin and Tiffany.
Kevin and Tiffany, how are you guys doing?
We're
Good.
great. How are you?
Good, good. From the Fake Headlines podcast. And you guys are in Buffalo, correct?
That's
We
correct.
are, yeah.
Is that a quarantine zone yet, or?
No. I mean, all of New York is sort of like a tread lightly sort of situation, but yeah, we're doing all right.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
we're always sort of socially isolated in Buffalo, though.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new for you guys. It's
Yeah.
social
Yeah, it's
distance.
fine, yeah. It's that we're just indoors and we're warmer than usual. That's all.
Oh, you guys are married. How did you guys meet?
We met at a bar in a very small town outside of Buffalo, probably 12 years ago.
Yeah,
13
years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I was just a guy working at a bank on the second shift, going out to drink afterwards.
And I was just a girl ripped out of my comfort of my own apartment by my roommate who insisted that I go. And, yeah.
We hit it off. And I
Oh.
said, you know what? One day I'm going to have a podcast with this woman. I'm not sure what a podcast is yet, but
Right.
I keep hearing about it.
That's what I said about Slim years ago, and I did. I called him a woman. I didn't care. One day, me and this woman, we're gonna do this podcast.
Exactly.
True romance origin.
Right, you guys met on a Usenet chat board. You're like, hey guys, one day if we could just talk and record it, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Like radio, but sort of.
So, as a married couple, though, being quarantined, like, and well, you guys, you're saying you're already used to it. I was gonna ask if it's caused any friction, if you guys are getting on each other's nerves for using too much, like ice cubes or anything.
No, we've been good because we both work. We actually both work for the same company, although we've always worked in different buildings in Buffalo. But we are both working home now because of the sort of everything kind of shutting down in New York. So Tiffany works upstairs. I work downstairs. We're home all day. We're working all day. We're
And all of the weapons and sharp objects are safely hidden away in a case.
yeah.
And the key has been thrown outside somewhere where we can't go. So, you know.
But we're doing pretty well. We keep each other entertained throughout the day because we both have kind of stressful bank jobs, and we get together throughout the day and just do silly dances in the living room and just yell and make fun of people we're working with. And
What you hear is who we are.
yeah. We're doing okay so far.
I love the show. I love the banter. I love the phrases. I didn't know if you guys had merch because I would totally buy a dozens of dollars shirt or a fake friends bumper sticker. Like,
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we don't have any merch yet. We our friend Ian, who runs Kitty Box Press, who did our logo. He runs a print shop in Rochester, and we've been trying to connect with him again to try to work on maybe some shirts or something like that, or just something with the little funny phrases on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely kind of in the works, but nothing official.
Yeah.
Sweet. And Tiffany, you're an actress?
Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's what I studied.
Oh, is it? I didn't know. How's the scene in Buffalo?
It's not as lucrative as I would like. I mean, in the most recent years, I've actually kind of focused a little bit more on writing. So I have had a couple of plays that I've had go up in the last couple of years, which was really fun. I write with one of my best friends, and yeah, so acting hasn't really been in my forte so much as I would like it to be. But I'm, as an artist, I'm always learning and growing.
Cool.
She's being so modest. The show was a sellout success. She's so modest, but.
If you guys are interested, I had an idea earlier about like a prank show, like a hidden camera prank show called Bats Off to You, where we run into businesses and facilities with a cage full of bats. We let them out and we just scream "Bats Off to You," and then it's just hilarity ensues. Hilarity ensues from that point.
That sounds great. It's so timely with the coronavirus. Love that.
That's how I'm marketing it, my friend.
And rabies.
There's a whole you can get a couple things. It's like what's behind the box? Box in the envelope.
disease roulette.
What's in the bet?
Make me feel again.
Corona roulette. You might only get Corona 2, which we were told earlier. What does that one do? Grow your nails really long.
Oh yeah, Corona.
There's
2
other
just
Coronas.
extends your nails.
One of them just causes like slight depression.
Yeah, Corona 4 apparently just turns your 4-door car into a 2-door.
Yeah, you're like, I paid for a sedan. Now I have a hatchback. This is not cool. Not cool, but
Gets in through the gas pump.
Guys, no spoilers. I haven't seen COVID-19 yet, so I don't. I'm only at 18. Please.
Oh, okay. What is COVID-18? What does that do?
yeah, what is 18? That's when you can like start driving, but you're not old enough to drink or smoke yet.
It gives you a slight throat tickle, and then it makes you want to wear a bandana around your ankle like it's 1984. It's weird.
There's lots of controlling. Why is it happening?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it.
God damn.
Era depression.
Yeah.
You start feeling like you were born in the wrong time.
I think I might have been born with that. Actually.
We all were, Kevin.
Man.
But Kevin, you're a stand-up as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
How long you been doing that for?
Not too long. Only a couple of years. I was always terrified to do any type of public speaking for most of my life, but I did a lot of radio in college. And then what kind of got me interested in doing comedy was, I don't know if you guys remember that show At Midnight. They used to be on Comedy Central. They used to do all those Twitter hashtag games. I was a huge fan of that. Like, I thought, like, Twitter puns, jokes, that was my jam for a couple of years. And At Midnight picked a couple of my tweets, and they were like the tweet of the day on Comedy Central. And it was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I could be funny, and people like it that don't have a vested interest in laughing at me like my wife. Like, complete strangers find this funny. So it kind of gave me a little bit more confidence to, like, actually get involved with the Helium Comedy Club here in Buffalo and going down there and signing up for open mics and getting involved with that stuff. So, yeah, it's been great. It's been a good couple of years.
That's what I say. It's totally different from doing, like, a podcast. I still think I would have, like, a lot of nervousness, a lot of flop sweat going up in front of a crowd.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Once you get up there, I find that it's a lot less scary than I thought it was. But doing the podcast has helped a lot because when I first started doing stand-up, we hadn't done the podcast yet too much, maybe, and then
No, not at all.
not at all, right? And then I think it's got me a little bit more out of my head because I was really in my head when I was on stage. Like, everything had to be meticulously said the right way, and I got to land on the punchline the right way. And it's like I think I was being too robotic and mechanical with it. And I think this has helped me kind of like loosen up and be a little bit more trusting of my instincts a little bit more than I was before. So it's been a good training in a weird way that I wasn't expecting.
Cool.
Kevin's had a good advantage with having me in the house with him as being someone who understands the idea of performance. So, like, if he does something or he's like practicing a joke, and I'm like, okay, now try it again, but maybe, loosen up a little bit. So we make a really good team in that element too, I think.
Yeah, and she also saves me a trip driving downtown Buffalo to an open mic if I pitch her a joke and it doesn't get any reaction at all. It's like, well, you know what, I'm not going to drive 20 minutes and try this in a room full of strangers. Needs a little bit more work in the old incubation room here of our living room. So
I have no problem being honest.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, though.
Does that make you like his producer then?
Yeah.
Right. Don't tell her that because then she's going to want to cut of this lucrative open mic money. I'm making.
She's going to have to pitch into that open mic money. I want to know, real quick, total side question. Who is Catskill Tiffany?
I don't know. It's just I'm just a person who came out of my brain.
Okay, it's a character. It's not an actual story.
No.
Okay.
No, it's a totally off the cuff personality that just came out of my mouth one day.
That's like the Driz. We have.
Y'all, what's up? Y'all, my famous internet rapper.
We got an internet rapper. His name is the Driz. He's trying to reach out to you guys.
Yeah, how you guys doing? I'm a famous internet rapper. I write a lot of cool stuff. I'm working on an album called COVID 1 through 19 right now. COVID 6 was too sick to report. That's why you didn't hear about it.
No good? Yeah, no. Don't ever do that one in front of a crowd.
Oh, God.
I think part of where Catskill Tiffany came from, I just thought of this, is when we live near Jamestown, where the National Comedy Center is, and we are members of the paying members. We can go anytime we want. But they do have like a comedy karaoke thing there, which is pretty cool. Where they have like a little club, kind of like a club set up, and you can like do like karaoke of like famous comedians. And Tiffany did Rodney Dangerfield while we were there.
Oh,
and so
my
on
God.
the teleprompter, it's like Rodney Dangerfield jokes. She was up there reading the jokes like this, and I think that's kind of where it came from. Actually.
That's cool.
Like,
That's a pretty cool thing. Like,
Great.
I've never heard of karaoke for stand-up. That's pretty awesome.
yeah, you can pick like I did John Mulaney, and I was not familiar with the bit that I was doing, and it was so terrible. Like it was.
That's what I feel. That is like total sink or swim. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. I would recommend if you're ever in the Western New York area, I would recommend the National Comedy Center in Jamestown. It's super cool.
Cool. And Fake Headline News, how long have you guys been doing that for? Fake Headlines Podcast.
It's going to be almost 2 years this year, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started with like when we got married. I wanted to make like I wanted to make something for my groomsmen, and I thought I remember like as a kid I would always do like fake radio shows in my bedroom, and then as I got older I would make people like mixtapes for like holidays. I would piece together like music I liked and like clips to stand up or TV show, a little clip, and make like a little cool little mixtape.
The first year we started dating, we did one together.
We did do one together, yeah. And then I had that idea to make like a groomsmen mixtape where I talked about all my groomsmen and like stories about like why they meant so much to me, why they are part of this day, interspliced between music that kind of made me think about them. So we had a lot of fun putting this together as a gift, and we just kind of kept thinking about it, like, man, we should do this more. Like, could we do other types of stuff? And then Tiffany had the idea for Fake Headlines, and coming up with some headlines and trying to guess. It would just give us something to kind of riff about and give us something kind of fresh every week to talk about.
We also, I mean, it seemed like everything was so divisive, and it still sort of is. And we found this is a way we keep it completely non-political in a way to keep people together to laugh.
Yeah.
And everything that we do, we want it to be something for everyone. I mean, obviously, sometimes we swear a bit, but
We swear a lot.
Gonna love that. But yeah, so we have a good time doing that, and we want to keep it fun so that it's inclusive and yeah.
And our favorite thing is sending each other like wacky stories we found on
Been doing it for
Facebook.
years.
Do you guys? That's what I was gonna ask. Do you guys come up with the stories on your own, or do you look them up? Like, because it's like you do 3 stories, and they could either be real or fake. And do you guys make up the fake ones yourself, or do you find them?
Yeah, we do. We make them up ourselves. So we'll kind of, we don't talk about them. So I never know what she's got, and she never knows what I have. We'll like look around for like inspiration, or we'll use like I go to like a word generator website sometimes and just kind of have it kick out like 5 random words to me, and then I'll just kind of look at them and maybe just start thinking of things I like and kind of piece it together that way. I can kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, but we're each writers in our own right, so we each have a different sort of creative process when we come up with our 2 fakes. And so yeah, I use a similar sort of thing where I generate a couple of words, kind of pinpoints an idea, and then it sits and ruminates for a while in my brain until I come up with something stupid. And yeah, so we bring it together and we make them up every week. We never know what the other one has.
Are you ever
twice in the history of the show we both have come up with, and as far as the real story goes, we have a couple sources we like to go to. I think that we know usually have some really crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
And I think only twice in the history of the show we both have picked the same headline, and we weren't sure what to do because we had to consult the bylaws of Fake Headlines Podcast. Like, what do we do?
I was going to ask if that ever happened.
Podcast. You make up your own damn rules.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that ever happened, or if like you guys have ever like caught on to the other one where you kind of know what that person is saying. That's like something they would say, just made up.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. And I try to think about how Tiffany is.
Yeah.
and try to mask it as best as I can, or of the 3 stories, I'll move around which one's the fake one. It won't always be the second story or always the third story, because I don't want any patterns to emerge.
I know. I would feel like I would always be really like paranoid of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then the episode we recorded Sunday, we just put out last night, the real story that I read was similar to a fake story that Tiffany came up with.
But I hadn't seen his real story.
Because when she went first, and when she was talking about her headlines, I was like, oh man, did she see what the thing I saw and make up something based on that? And I didn't know, but I just played it cool. And then afterwards, that we were talking about it. She's like, "No, I had no idea. I never saw that." It's like, "Wow, your brain works weird. There's actually a story going on right now." I love you.
I heard the one with the water where it was like water toxicity, and yet I don't know if you guys had ever heard. Oh my God, how many years ago? Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, there was a radio station that had a contest called "Hold Your Wee for a Wee." It was when you couldn't find the Wees at Christmas time. And they had a contest, and whoever drank the most water and held it in the longest without peeing, like, won a wee. And one of the contestants, after drinking a certain amount of water, said her head hurt. And after the contest, she won. She went home and she died from like too much water.
Oh my God!
Yeah, someone tweeted us after we posted that episode. Someone tweeted us about something similar, and I was like, "Oh my! I had no idea." Like, we don't. I mean, we just talk, and we don't really. I mean, just like sometimes the things you hear on the internet, we don't really vet our. We just start talking, don't really know what we're talking about.
Experts in shit.
And I was like, I felt really bad. I'm like, oh, why did you tweet that to me? I didn't know. Like, I didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I just remember that. It was like, I remember Opie and Anthony, they had the clip from the bit, and it was like, you hearing the lady on the radio, like, saying her head hurts, and, like, it was like, wow, like, you knew what was coming. It was so bad, so bad. And it was just a mother trying to win a Wii for her kids off a silly radio contest. Like,
oh man. Jeez Louise.
I gotta
thanks
say,
for bringing us all down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to bring it back up, but this is probably
we should get going now. No, okay.
Wait. I say your show concept is amazing, and it brings back a little bit of nostalgia to me because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with this TV show called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, and it was this show where they would show it was all like horror, like scary stories, and it would be like 4 or 5 different stories, and and you had to guess like which ones were based on true stories and which ones were fake. And at the end, they would like reveal all of them, but it was great. I just remember there was like one episode of a guy that got like baked in a cake, and I was like, that shit's fake. And then it turned out like it was based on a true story.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah. But Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, try to like look that up.
That's wild. Never heard of that.
Yeah. No, definitely to look that up. It was called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Nice.
That sounds cool.
Well, how often do you guys record? I heard you guys say that you cut back on putting shows out.
Yeah, we're gonna do it like every 2 weeks for the time being, just because like work's been really crazy, and then also we've got like I haven't done a lot of stand up in the last 6 months or so, and I've just because it's just we got after working all day and then trying to. I mean, you guys. No, you're doing a show. I mean, you're doing way more than we're doing, but it takes a lot of time, and then we're, trying to get out and do stand up more, and we got other things that we want to work on together as far as writing some other projects. And it just felt like it was taking up a lot of time. We thought, we still want to do it though, because we love doing it, but let's maybe just do it once every 2 weeks for the time being.
Finding a nice balance.
Yeah, I feel absolutely. Too, just what you're doing, that's a lot of work, just coming up with those stories and all. Like that.
Yeah. Sometimes, we'll work, and then it's like 10 o'clock at night. It's like, all right, let's record. And, I'm closing my eyes midway through the show, and I'm doing jumping jacks. And I'm not a very athletic person to begin with, so this takes a toll on me.
I've never thought of that. I just drink. I just keep drinking until.
This is what I do, too. Yeah. A lot of alcohol.
Yeah. Have you guys done any Corona hoarding? Like, what do you guys have the most of around the house?
Oh man, we did go to BJ's Wholesale like 3 weeks ago, maybe one night after work, when things were first starting to get a little scary. Yeah, we got a 4-pound bag of Easter candy. We're about 2 pounds into it right now.
Yeah, I'm getting worried.
It's all that's left are the Three Musketeers, which sucks. So we need to get more candy soon.
Oh yes, yes. I did. I did liquor, I did alcohol, and cigarettes. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get these things, so I'm buying.
Yeah, I did. I've been trying to quit smoking, so I bought at BJ's. It's like 300 nicotine lozenges. So I've have not had a cigarette for 5 days. This is the longest I've gone since the 90s without smoking, and it feels weird. But the lozenges help a lot.
Congrats. Yeah, no, I do also, for a company, I do like mail order, online orders. And I've seen a lot of orders for that. And I'm like, I guess if people think they're going to be stuck inside, maybe that'll be like an alternative.
Yeah, because we don't I don't smoke inside our apartment, so
Yeah.
it requires going outdoors, and I don't know what's out there right now. I'm a little scared.
Yeah, other than the candy, we really didn't think it through, you know?
Yeah.
We were just like, let's grab some essentials.
Yeah.
Let's grab some cans of soup, maybe some tuna fish. Let's make sure the cat has food.
Yeah.
And candy. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right?
And the thing we bought a thing of Maxwell House coffee that's like 400 cups of coffee or something in a container for
That's-
DJs. We definitely need that.
Yes, you do. That was one thing I grabbed too, was coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My coronavirus stocking was 24 packs of ramen noodle,
Yes.
6 cans of cream corn, and that was it.
Oh, cream corn! No, you're the cream corn guy.
6 cans of cream corn, and 24 packs of ramen noodle, and I'm like, I'm good.
That's like the perfect bunker supply.
cream corn.
What about you, Slambo? What do you
Great.
got?
I got tons of beer. I actually got a couple of steaks because it was the only beef left. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna grab all these, and then some snacks, some like peanuts, stuff like that. You know.
I did
Stuff like a
the mega stuffed Oreos and the jalapeno Cheetos I stocked up on. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Drake's Cakes, but I got 2 boxes of Funny Bones.
Oh, that's good. How are you guys doing on toilet paper out there?
Plenty of toilet
Good.
paper. But
Good.
where I
We're
work,
gonna go on Pinterest. We're going on Pinterest later and looking up a recipe because we do not have any in any stores around here.
Yep.
toilet paper recipes.
Yeah, this is some artisanal toilet paper. I think that's our calling. I mean, if we're not, we can't find any in stores. We're gonna have to get creative.
What did I see? I think Jimmy Fallon said like what is that? One of those clothes stores like
J.
JP.
Crew?
Why can't I fucking think of it
JP
right
Morgan?
now? I don't know. JC Penney's. Yeah.
Okay.
He said go get a receipt from JC Penney's and it's enough fucking toilet paper for a month.
A receipt roll.
Yeah, the CVS drugstore receipts are pretty long too.
Yeah, they are. Goddamn, I'll use socks if I have to. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I did order from Amazon recently. I ordered some individual butt wipes that you can carry in your pocket. They have like a thing of like 30. I'm like, hey, why not? You never know.
Did you get them? Because I heard sometimes even with Amazon Prime now they're saying the end of April is some of the stuff.
I did get them in time. I got them last week. But
Cool.
yeah, you're right. A lot of Amazon. Like I wanted to order, now that I'm working from home, I wanted to order like a little like HDMI adapter for my laptop, and like the soonest delivery date was April 22nd. I was like, oh my god, hopefully we're not working from home at that point. But shit.
Shit, Five Below. No, they're not necessary, are they? I was gonna say.
Even around more? I think Five Belows are done.
I don't know.
Did we put them out of their misery?
I think so.
I heard that was one of the COVIDs. That was like 17 when Five Below
Five Below went
went away. That's all that one did.
COVID Five Below.
I'm gonna name the show that. This show is that name. COVID Five Below. Guys, it's been a blast talking to you guys. Where can everybody find you? Everybody find you.
You can find us on Twitter at FakeHeadPod, Facebook, Instagram at Fake Headlines Podcast.
And you can email us at fakeheadlinespodcast@gmail.com. We are individually on Twitter. I'm at Vivian Tiffany.
And I'm at Kevin P. Dillon. And also FakeHeadlinesPodcast.com. There's all kinds of archives there and whatnot.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Cool. Yeah,
Hey,
thanks a
guys,
lot, man. It was a lot of fun,
thank you
guys.
so much. It was great talking to you.
It was. Stay safe. Stay hoarding. Stay hoarding.
Sanitize those hands.
Yeah.
Enjoy that cream corn.
Got enough.
Now I know what to get you for holidays.
Cans of cream corn.
Well, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.
Cornabunga, dudes.
I'm not making that up either. I have 6 cans of cream corn.
Corn is disgusting.
It is the worst thing ever.
It is fucking what the Spaniards refer to as terrible.